So I'm Andy, by the way. So if I could just take your name for the
David Rumford.
Hi, thanks, David. So as a mentor, how do you feel the mentoring process has been going so far for you?
Yeah, it's been good. I think generally, I wasn't really sure what to make of it when you first sort of signed up and did it, and I think just having that opportunity, because it was only a couple of years ago that I was going through it or applying for everything whilst at university, that I know how difficult it is, and then after getting a job, looking back at the process, how different the process actually is than when you're first there standing there. So the idea that I could sort of maybe help out a bit with someone going through that now, to say that it's not necessarily how you think it, or as bad as it feels, or that things like that, was that was the main reason why I got into it. And yeah.
And what have the discussions been about?
They've mainly been broken down into three areas, I think. Obviously, the career side of it, trying to get a job, help out with the CV and things like that. Particular ways to target how to get a job, the areas that you want to get a job in, and the whole graduate employment process sort of thing. And then also helping with dissertation and final year stuff, just offering a bit of an advice and assistance wherever possible there, because obviously I've done it all, especially being left for myself. And then the third one was the just sort of global fact that we are civil engineers, and chartership and the ICE, and the process of going, like sort of that transition process of going from graduating to university, getting that first job, and then pushing on to getting chartered, and just what that process entails, and sort of some of the areas that are important to target. Because I know you sort of get a job started knowing that I was going to aim to get chartered, or wanted to, but not really knowing what that whole process entailed until I started working. And lucky enough that the training scheme was in place with my employer, but hopefully being able to give some guidance on that from a personal perspective. Where I've gone. So.
And how have you been communicating, and how often, and under what circumstances?
Well, obviously the initial startup meeting, which I thought was invaluable really, because you just got to chat to them, meet them, and it was that breaking the ice, so to speak, that whole cliche. And then mainly emails, to be honest. I know there's sort of a lot of talk of people using Skype and Facebook and stuff like that, but we sat down right at the beginning of the meeting and said, well, what's best for you? And like me personally, I've got my emails on my phone, and it's up all day at work. You can sort of pick it up and put it down as you choose. Same with the mentee, because naturally being a student and being in work, you have different timetables. So it meant that it was sort of that seemed to work for us. And then we used Dropbox a lot. I could put information on there, he could put information on there, and so we could pick it up. And it just meant that it was more like a sort of, it made it a lot easier from our point of view, because it was very difficult to time it, so we could both talk and both be free at the same time. So by having that, you were almost being able to dip in and out when it was convenient for you, which also, in an odd way, meant that we were communicating more, if you see what I mean, than trying to schedule something in and say, let's Skype between now and then.
Great. And just finally, there's early days obviously, but are there any improvements that you feel that could be made to this scheme?
Yeah, I think the scheme would really benefit from like a website, which would provide a platform for information for mentors and mentees, both in what their responsibilities are of the whole programme, as well as one thing that we found, and especially discussing it today, is that you've got those issues that you would want a personal opinion on, and you want to chat about, and you wouldn't want the wider world knowing. But there are quite a few things that I think affect everybody, and getting lots of different opinions on will be really valuable. So to have something like a website or a page where you've got sort of discussion boards on there, or forums like CV advice or presentation advice, and there's assessment centre day, so people can go on there and say, oh, I just went on an assessment centre with so-and-so, remember this is what I learned, and having that sort of platform, which I think isn't there at the moment. As well as from a mentor's point of view, you could have a sort of my experiences page or my stories page. So you've got because I think a lot of people were mentioning that you don't know the background of the mentors. So you could go on there and sort of say, oh, I went to so-and-so university and got my job through, and then you know, well, oh, okay, that's what I'm interested in. Then that's an easy way of maybe getting more people talking to. It's not just that you're the mentor, they're the mentee, and that's it. You can sort of maybe have more people and give and take. It gives more platforms to work with, basically.
Yeah. Okay, that's everything. So thanks ever so much indeed,
Okay, no
David, for
problem.
your contribution.